This is 50ish and Fab. For women over 50 who are still becoming, still building, and definitely not done, even if life tried to convince you otherwise. This is where grown women come to tell the truth, take up space, and live out loud. I'm KC Sonshine, and around here, we're not winding down, we're leveling up. Welcome to another episode of 50ish and Fab, the Hot Flash Report. It's your favorite auntie, your girl Casey Sonshine, and I am so absolutely thrilled to be spending another day here with you. I'm happy to be here with all of you guys. Thank you to my producer, he that is smarter than I, Roger Turner, one half of the dynamic duo of Brunch, Blaze, and Babble. Thank you for joining me again today, and I am so excited to talk about today's topic, which is I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. Something. I don't know the words, but I think I should, yo. I know the. I ain't got to sing that song to tell my story.
I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I think that's what it is.
I don't know. Anyway, them ladies showed out, but that brings me to today's hot flash because the song was written sort of as an R&B diss track, if you will, because they was basically saying bye chicks to the 3 Destiny children who had left the group.
There was like 2 that left, then they replaced 2, and then they kept Kelly and left and let go of 1.
Yeah, so they had Latavia. Have you ever seen her?
Latavia?
Latavia. Okay. Latavia. See, black people be killing me with them A's and R's. It's Latavia. I don't care what her mama said. Okay, Latavia. Respectfully.
LaToya Luckett, who I love.
I have loved her in everything since.
Yeah.
Everything since. Like, it was like it did her solid to go. But wasn't she tossed out the group?
I don't know.
One of them girls was tossed out. Farrah was the 3rd when they left the group before they came out with this song.
Right.
Okay, well, I did do the research. You know, like I'm a researcher, so let me
go ahead.
Let's talk about the research. I'm a Survivor was actually inspired by a radio DJ who said Destiny's Child would flop after the original members left. Beyonce said, "Oh, we flopping? Bet." That's my version. I'm sure she didn't say it quite like that, but I felt like it needed a little more soul on it. Next thing you know, she wrote a whole anthem that had us all shouting, "You thought you'd leave me weak. Now I'm on the elliptical. Now I'm working out. Now I'm stronger than ever." I ain't mad at these chicks. The music video was shot on an actual deserted island, but they did not do their own stunts because Beyonce don't do no snakes. So they had stunt people, but it was actually my anthem for a very long time because today's episode are about the things that by God's absolute, unmerited favor, grace, mercy, just like all things Juicy J, Juicy Jesus. Like, the things that I have really, really been blessed to, I won't say overcome, but survive, and now I'm thriving, right? So the song really spoke to me at a very, very significant period in my life when I was overcoming things like domestic violence. And today's show absolutely does come with a trigger alert because I'm going to really get into it. But Newports, nobody ever talks about the effects of smoking cigarettes and how that really, really, Newports was my crack. So I want to talk about how I got delivered from Newports. And lastly, I want to talk about my battle with morbid obesity. You know, knocking on them 400-pound doors was a thing. And so I really want to talk about this. Probably going to be a couple episodes because I want to really unpack this because I know a lot of people walk with and suffer through these same issues. And I want to be an example in whatever way that I can that these things can be overcome by the power of God and your own will, right? God has given us so many resources. So I want to get into that today, but big ups to Destiny's Children, former ex for today's hot flash because, hey, you chicks did the damn thing. And I'm telling you, if I knew you personally, even though I don't, I'm so proud of the way that you all have represented music, especially Black music. And, you know, just, hey, big ups to Destiny's Child. You know, I'm not one who be shouting out celebrities because I'm nobody's star chaser. Right? Like, I never really talk a lot about celebrities because that's just not my thing. I don't watch no love and hip hop. I don't watch no housewives, none of that, because that's just not where I live. I hope that I'm vibrating on a higher energy that just doesn't even allow me to allow those things to permeate my spirit. So I ain't mad if you watch it because I did. I used to love me some Housewives of Atlanta, but I just outgrew it. Maybe that's a 50s thing. I don't know. I'm not condemning anyone for what you watch. Nevertheless, I'm saying that survivor power that these chicks are singing about is in us. It is in us. So today I'm calling it forth for you, and I'm just believing God for your success in the same way that I'm experiencing mine. So now, I want to tell the truth and shame the devil because I want to know where some celebrities that was in jail is at. You know what I mean? Like, there's some celebrities. Okay, so we shine the light. Today's Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil. We shine the light on celebrities that we basically forgot about that in jail. You might have to kind of fact check me on this because they might be out by now. But remember Ronnie from New Edition? Yeah, neither did I until he got arrested for tax evasion and did 6 months. Where he at? Have you heard him? How you gonna sing Can You Stand the Rain, but you ain't paying Uncle Sam?
I believe he was on a season of Housewives, wasn't
See, I told you I don't watch it.
he?
I
Yeah.
don't know, but has anybody seen Ronnie from Belle Biv DeVoe? Wasn't he Biv or DeVoe? One of them.
Ronnie DeVoe. I'm pretty sure he's doing all right. He was on a season of
Let me ask Sharika.
He was on a season of Housewives not too long ago because one of his wife was one of the housewives.
Oh, okay. So he is currently based in Atlanta. He resides there while working in real estate with eXp Realty and continuing to perform with New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He also has a real estate agency
yeah.
called DeVoe Broker Associates. Well, okay, I'm gonna need some applause right there. Give it up. He
Because
don't
I was
gotta
like,
jail paying
I'm pretty
taxes.
sure my sister just saw New Edition in Las Vegas like last year. So and
Right.
Ronnie was definitely there.
Well, you remember Lauryn Hill ran into a little miseducating the IRS on how much she made.
I'm sure she's out of jail. I'm sure she's
I'm
out.
sure she's out of jail, but where is she?
Well, we did we ever know where Lauren was? Because if she went on stage,
I feel like she was in New Jersey for a while, but then from there, I don't know what had happened.
I feel like Lauren. I feel like that's on purpose. I don't ever remember us knowing a lot about Lauryn Hill's personal life outside of when she was performing. I think some point she get on that stage and go, "Oh,
Okay.
I don't ever remember a time us knowing about Lauren's life. Who else you got?
R. Kelly, we know he in jail.
Oh yeah, he under
But
jail.
like, that he had throat surgery. What have you heard lately?
That man did too many horrible things to too many black women, so I don't care.
I know, but where is he?
I don't care.
I hope he's across the hall from Jussie Smollett. Where is he?
Jussie
I
Smollett
hope
is
they somewhere singing together, making a new album.
Jussie Smollett is definitely free. He just had a movie come out not too long ago. He produced a movie not too long ago.
He stopped trying to make MAGA black again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. Well, now that we have answers on some celebrities that I've been missing, because I just do not do the celebrity watch and I don't TikTok and body rock and drop it till it's hot. None of
Diddy's about to go on trial, so he's still in jail.
Yeah, I wouldn't check with him either.
Yeah.
Because his horrificness still seems to be unraveling as we speak.
We just heard news.
And it's proper. I hope Cassie is somewhere listening because she should be telling her survivor story too.
Well,
when you hear about what Girlie went through, it wasn't nothing nice. And I'm sorry.
Well, the news just reported that the judge was requiring that all the witnesses in his case be named and not be anonymous. And that would have blown up the case because there's a lot of women that was like, I don't want to blow up my whole life for this. But Cassie has volunteered to come forward and use her name in the case.
Well, she's already been outed pretty much anyways.
But she's still putting herself as a target. So,
Yeah, well, I'm sending much love and light and all the prayers to her for her bravery because I was going to start with something else, but I'll start with my own personal domestic violence story and how I am a survivor and a thriver because I have been branded with a hot clothes hanger and I've suffered so many ways and it was all based on my own lack of self-esteem. My own lack of belief in myself and my own lack of self-worth. And if I had $1 for every time that I heard him say, any one of them, because I had multiple abusers, anytime I heard any of them say, I'll never do it again. And it just eventually wore thin. But there comes a place in any woman or man or trans, any person, whoever they are, because domestic violence, everybody go through it, right? Nobody is immune from it. There is no gender, no nothing, no nonconformity, no nothing, because people just want to victimize other people, period. But if I had $1 for every time one of them clowns told me I'll never do it again, boo-boo, I would actually probably felt some hurt in this whole stock market thing. I mean, I ain't got enough skin in the game to be jumping out no windows and shit. I'm just saying, though, that if I had $1 for every time, I would be playing big time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that lie rolled off people's tongues so easily, and I absorbed it until one day. I thank God for my sister, Dr. Jan Chambers. Shout out to Dr. Jan. I'm putting applause right there. Because she suffered through this. When you're in a violent relationship, you don't suffer it alone. Everybody around you feels it. They see it. They want to overlook it. They may confront you. But she said to me one day, after having made many, many pleas for me to leave, I was at her house in this was August 19th of 1997. That's how vividly I remember this. And I had been beaten so badly that they thought I had a detached retina. Like my eyeball was swollen where I couldn't close it. Like my eyeball looked like one of the clumps from the movie, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was like, I don't think you're going to be able to see. The chances of that detached retina reattaching and healing is slim and none. And this might be your plight. And I went through that experience and I was like, Lord, if you save my eye, I will walk away. Now, it's unfortunate that it almost took the loss of an eye. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I almost lost my sight to this foolish relationship where I was abused on a regular basis. But my sister said to me before this happened, she said, nobody knows when you've had enough but you. She said, when you get enough, you'll leave. And she just left that, and she said it with such resolve after having begged me for years. And when August 19th of 1997, and that doctor told me that my eye, and now I wear glasses now just based on computer use back in the day because we didn't know the green screens and all, we needed filters and all that. It's not because of that injury, because after that, the Lord restored my sight to 20/20, right? So even after such a grim diagnosis and the possibility of not being able to see, I was like, you know what, Lord, if you do this for me, and that's why we always got put some Jesus on it, because everything I ask for, he just surpasses. He don't know how to just go to the place where you want him to go, because that's what he does. He said, I'll do exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ask or even think. So that means your mind don't even go that high. So I encourage anyone who is in a relationship where they are being abused or they are being mistreated or they are just being spoken to poorly. You know what I mean? It don't have to be a fist to walk away. But if you got somebody who is not encouraging you, who is not exhorting you, who is not helping you get to the place where God has called you to, step off. Just step off. Domestic violence is very close to my heart for these reasons, which is why I've always made it my business to volunteer at shelters. To even when I had the nail salon, to go in and to do nails for free to encourage these women. It's a small offering, but get your hands dirty where it hurts.
Okay, so the doctor is your sister. Okay, all right.
I'm talking 2 doctors. One doctor was my eye doctor, Dr. Andy Hay, who thought that my eye would never heal.
Okay.
His words to me were, it don't look good. No pun intended. And I'm sure that's not what he said verbatim. That would be so crass. But he was like, is the chances of that retina reattaching itself is slim. And to prepare myself that this might be my plight. And my prayer overcame his words. So his words were about my diagnosis and her words were about my life. So 2 different doctors, but I still call her Dr. Jan. As hard as she worked for that PhD, boo-boo. I told her kids how to call her Dr. Mom. She wouldn't hear it because, when you get it, they don't care. So, 2 different doctors, but both words that were life-changing, and God saved my eye. So that is what I'll share with the surviving, overcoming, and thriving domestic violence. And certainly one of the greatest victories I've ever experienced, because how I got free was I went through the court process. He was charged with malicious wounding, which is a severe felony, assault, attempted murder. Like, he was going to do some time. And I stuck to my guns. I had promised God. I went to court every single time it came up. I made sure that I testified. I did everything I could
Good for you.
to see him stuck to it. He did time in jail, and I don't know if he dead or not. Can you Google?
Do we want to know right now?
Yeah,
You want to know?
because it's likely if he ain't dead, he's certainly in jail. He's a career everything. His name.
Cut it. I'll cut it out. Go ahead.
So I don't know where my abuser is. I don't really care. But it's likely that he's among the other abusers that are dead. There's a price to pay when you be putting your hands on God's people. You ain't just going to be punching up on God's people. He said, touch not my anointed one and do my prophet no harm. Another point that I feel is important is that one thing I can say about the most abusive person I knew, that I experienced, was part of the Nuwaubian Nation. You know Dr. Malachi York?
I have not.
Dr. Malachi York, I won't go into who he is, but it's the Nuwaubian Nation, which is basically a cult.
Okay.
And that goes back to being unequally yoked. So, right, I am talking about overcoming the abuser, but I knew from the start that this person had violent tendencies. The person he was with before me warned me. So, after going through all this, at the very beginning, be wise about who you decide you want to be with. Make a good decision, because if they are popping off on the girl in the drive-thru because she only gave one ketchup, they're going to be popping off on you. If they talking to their mama like a dog, they're going to be talking to you like a dog. So use common sense about who it is that you want to even bring into your space, because if they low E, let them be gone. Save yourself the headache.
Well, like my grandmother used to say, common sense ain't all that common. How has this experience informed how you date, how you make decisions around relationship?
Had I made a better decision from the start, because I shared on a previous show that when the chick he was dating before me came to pack up her stuff from the house that she was moving out of and I was moving into, she straight told me, she was like, he gonna be kicking your ass the same way he was kicking my ass. So she gave me an exit speech, and I was like, But guess what? The same way he was kicking her ass, no, he was probably kicking mine worse, because he had warmed up on her.
So how has your dating process changed? What is it that you do differently now that you are no longer choosing those men?
Well, I have to say that I am leaning into discernment.
Okay.
I no longer trust myself to make decisions about people, so I have to lead with grace and just really be sensitive to what the Holy Spirit says to me about people. And that discernment has really helped me avoid a lot of pitfalls and break the cycle. Because the reason I had multiple abusers is because it was systemic. The same doubts that I had with the one before, after being hurt physically, emotionally, spoken to poorly, word curses, all of these things, it doesn't build your esteem to make you feel better going into the next relationship. I mean, I was really emotionally and physically beaten to a pulp. And when I looked in the mirror and I couldn't recognize myself anymore, it was like, God, you got to finish the sentence. God, you got to fill in your blank. God, you got to, because if you don't, God, if you don't. And that's where my victory was, just calling on him, like, because if you don't, I ain't. If you don't, I can't. I just can't. So, that was real country, can't. I can't. Is that no, I can't. I am what I am. So I say, when it's time to Make that move, make a serious pivot with grace, and just let him hold your hand and just lead you to the exit. Do not resist. Okay, so I spent a little more time on that, but I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, I want to thank you all for joining me. This will continue in another episode of I'm a Survivor. I'm not going to give up. I still don't know the words. Since the last time I attempted it. I'm going to leave it there. I am going to ask you all to please like, share, and subscribe so y'all don't have to hear me sing. That way I can actually get some sponsors up in this joint and maybe afford to play some real music. Hell, I'm trying to have Destiny's Child up in Brick. Thank Rick, because they just amazing and giving us this opportunity. Shout out to all my people here in Brooklyn that's working hard and surviving and making things happen. I love you to life. The God in me honors the God in you. Shalom. Please like, share, and subscribe.